What is going on, YouTube? So in today's video, we're going to be doing something a little bit different, and I want to go over this truck right here, and here in another scene we're going to be going over the four-wheel drive F100. It's going to be trying to figure out which truck we should keep as a long-term project or sell. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to keep both of them. It just doesn't make sense for me right now. But I wanted to show you guys this whole truck, give you guys a thorough walkthrough of this one. And then when we get back home to the F100, we'll go over that truck. Unfortunately, I didn't take advantage of having both vehicles together and take this video, but we're going to do it like this instead. So for some context on this truck right here, it is a local truck to me. It was bought new in South Alabama, where I'm from, and it has a pretty cool story. The guy used to drive this thing out to Arizona and have a lot of trips out there, and this truck's probably seen nearly every state. And he was actually on the 1967 through 72 Ford Trucks group on Facebook. I found that out because I saw some receipts with his name on it. I did a quick search, and what do you know? He was actually a member of that group and made one post, which I'll show you guys right here. Unfortunately, he passed away in 2023, I believe. So his plans for restoring this truck did not end up happening. So it was pretty cool that I was able to, get this truck and kind of bring it back to its former glory. Although it does need some work still. It's nowhere near complete. I'd like to do a lot more to it, but I got it at the stage right now where it's a pretty enjoyable truck just to take on some back roads like we're doing right now and make some videos, take it to the grocery store, take it down to our hunting land and whatever. But so my thought process is from the get-go when I got this thing was essentially do what we did and then send it down the road and sell it. But I've grown an attachment for it. I've never got one of these trucks running after they've been sitting for a long time, then actually been able to drive it and enjoy it. I know that's what a lot of these guys do on YouTube. They get them and then they get them running real well and then they sell them. But now I'd like to do that, but it's hard not to get an attachment to it. But I can make some pretty good money if I decided to sell it. So I think the plan is, for now, is to hold on to it for a little while. And we get sick of paying for the gas on it, we go ahead and try to sell it, make some money, and then fund our four-wheel drive project with it. But let me know what you guys think, and let's jump to a clip of the F100 and showing you guys that truck. So now, guys, we made it back home, and I'm going to give you guys a quick overview of this truck. And before we get all into the work it needs and everything like that, I'll start off by saying this is a 1971 F100 four-wheel drive, and it does have a clean title, which the other truck I did not mention, but it does not actually have a title. However, this truck has a lot of issues of its own, and they each do, but it's kind of a trade-off in some ways. But this truck is clearly a whole lot rougher, and it may look pretty cool on camera, and it does. I really like the look of it, but with this truck, at some point it has been repainted, and you can definitely tell by the splotchiness on the bedside and even on the doors everywhere. We've tried to kind of help it out a little bit, but we still got a long ways to go with that. But that's really not the biggest concern for this truck. My biggest concerns are this, and we have got some Bondo and rust right here. Not a huge deal. I don't care about that. I'm more concerned about the structural stuff, which leads me to this cab mount down here. If you guys can tell, it is beginning to get wallowed out around the frame right there, which is pretty concerning. I don't have a welder yet. And the other side, the frame is okay, but as you can see, the actual cab mount on the body is shot. It's not horrible yet, but it's getting there. I believe the underside of this part's okay. Looks like it is. And because of that, we have body lines misaligned. This door, I wish I didn't have the Duramax in the way, but well, it closed perfect right there, but usually it does not close that good. This side, pretty boogered up. I don't really care about that, but doors shut usually pretty bad. I don't know why it's looking perfect now, but on the inside, I put this new seat in there, and I found this dash pad in the junkyard, but I don't have it secured yet. It's just kind of hanging in there, but it's all right. What I don't like is how the previous owner just butchered the floors, and we got it coming up here as well. There's a lot of overspray paint here. It's supposed to be red, but like they didn't even grind down the welds. I mean, it just looks like crap. Didn't even put this in. Not a big deal, I can do that, but overall the rockers are fine. This side is all right. I could probably get all this overspray off, but the doors are good. Well, actually, it has that, but the door inside looks fine. Oh, rust on the roof, which is nice. The drip rails are actually perfect, as they are on the green truck. And no holes drilled in the side for speakers like the other truck. But the inside of this truck looks pretty good. This is where the bad rust is on the inside. That's not that big of a deal. Once again, do not have a welder yet, but somebody could easily just cut that out, patch it, but who knows what it looks like behind there, which is kind of concerning. And more bad welds, which I could go in here and I could grind this down, and it would be covered up by carpet anyways. I have it, I just haven't installed it yet because I have bigger fish to fry with this truck. My biggest concern mechanically with this truck is the steering. And I would show you guys right now, but the battery is dead. But this truck is insanely difficult to turn. And I know four-wheel drives are inherently a little bit harder to turn than like a two-wheel drive pickup. But this is like on a whole nother level. And I checked. I checked and see if the previous owner may have adjusted the box, but it seemed fine. I loosened it, and it is still very difficult to turn, even when you're just driving down the road. So we have that issue, and I know steering boxes for the four-wheel drive versions are kind of hard to find, and they're pretty dang expensive, and most people convert to a 78 to 79 power steering box, which I could do. It'd probably be just like a couple $100 more than if we were to just do a regular gearbox. The truck, I mean, this engine is powerful. It runs really, really good. It sounds very healthy, and it's got so much more power than the other truck. The previous owner said it's a 390. We haven't actually pulled the plug and measured the stroke yet, but we'll do that probably this weekend. I might make a video on that. But overall, mechanically it's good with the engine. The trans does have a pretty crazy loud noise coming from the throwout bearing. The clutch was just redone last year. That's what I was super excited about. But the truck like has this crazy loud like jingling type noise, and in every gear it would roar really loud. So not too sure what that was about. I'm gonna have to delve deeper into that. But as for other issues, it's missing a bedside support. I did pull one off at the junkyard. I need to re-weld it on here eventually, or just have a buddy do it. But both sides are gone, no idea why. But this is about it. That's all I can really think of for this truck. Main issues to really think about with this one is the bad steering, cab mount issue, and the transmission noise. But this was intended to be a long-term project, and it is by far. I know some people have way worse trucks than me. This is a pretty dang cool one if I'm being honest, but it's not that huge of a deal. But do I want to spend all my money on this, or do I want to enjoy the green truck with its originality, but also just not have a as rare of a truck being 4-wheel drive? But let me know what you guys think about that, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.